calling it Facet number 11, that will take you from a rough cut to a stone worthy of God's crown. But first, we have a little housekeeping we need to do. If you're watching me on the Lone Star 1776 channel, be informed that I also have my own YouTube channel, The Texas Deacon, of course. If you're watching me on the Texas Deacon channel, visit the Lone Star 1776 channel. You will find it very interesting. And last, please feel free to download, to share any and all of my videos. When you do that, you please God. When you spread His word, you please God. And when you please God, that is a good thing to do. Now we'll get right into it. To begin with, we're going to the dictionary and find out the meaning of forgiveness. To give up resentment against, the desire to punish, stop being angry with, to pardon, to give up all claims to punish or exact penalty, to cancel, to remit. That is a definition of forgiveness. You just put out of your mind, out of your thoughts, and forget it. I'm going to tell you up front, there is no such thing as unconditional forgiveness. Not with God and not with man. And somebody's going to say, well, that's what God does. It's His whole business. It forgive us. If it didn't forgive us, we wouldn't have any hope. Well, that's very true. He forgives only those who call Jesus Christ their Lord and Savior, speak Him from the heart, not the lips, follow His will, do the bidding of Christ, and Christ calls them one of His own. He must call you one of His own. Then you can be forgiven. Check out the lesson I did entitled Umbrella of Grace. There are some church organizations out there that teach once saved, always saved. Or you could say once forgiven, always forgiven. Unfortunately, not so. But to some, that would be very nice. All you had to do is go to church, speak Christ from the lips, be baptized, call yourself a Christian, live for the devil. Because you're covered. Once forgiven, always forgiven. Once saved, always saved. That doesn't work that way. I personally, and you should too, never question another person's salvation. We already have a judge. He'll do a better job than you and I will ever do. And the last time I checked, he wasn't asking for help. He can handle a job. There was been a lot of these individuals. I've got one in mind in particular that shows up so late for church that the pastor is already giving his sermon, and then as soon as the sermon's over, he leaves before anybody had a chance to say a word to him. This is a man that calls himself a Christian. We have a lot of people that show up late. He was just one of the latest. And these people who show up late are missing so much that church has to offer. They don't understand what Christianity is all about. I attend a church that has a light breakfast on Sunday morning. You don't have to worry about feeding the kids. Just get them there is all you have to do. There'll be milk, apple juice, orange juice. There'll be coffee, fresh baked biscuits, frozen, of course, come out of the supermarket. There'll be sausage patted normally, and sometimes if I get moving early enough, there's donuts there. But more important than all that, when you get there, you have a time Christian fellowship while you're having coffee, eating a donut, talking to your fellow Christian brothers and sisters across the table. It's a good time. The children are fed, and it's actually an extremely important time. I consider myself late if when I get to church the doors are not still locked. I like to get there just a couple of minutes before they unlock, because I don't like waiting in the parking lot any more than anybody else does. Unconditional love. Last lesson I talked about unconditional love, and it was pointed out to me that I didn't mention your mother. Well, that kind of offended me, really, in two areas. Number one, fathers love their children just as much as mothers do. And second, there's too many abortions going on for me to even mention mothers. Think about that. Now, when I talk about unconditional forgiveness, I will mention fathers and mothers. But first, we're going to Psalms 103, 11 through 16. As far as the heavens are high above the earth, so great is his mercy toward those who fear him. Now remember, fear does not mean scared here. It means those that respect him, those that love him, those that are in awe, A-W-E, of him. I'll start over. Far as the heavens are high above the earth, so great is his mercy toward those who respect him. As far as the east is from the west, so far he has removed our transgressions from us. As a father pities his children, so the Lord pities those who respect him. For he knows our frame, our being, and he remembers that we are dust. As far as man, his days are like grass, as flowers in the field, as he flourishes. For the wind passes over it and is gone, and its place remembers it no more. He is describing the forgiveness of God. That God not only forgets and forgives our sin, he forgives our sin and he forgets they ever existed. Once you ask God to forgive your sin, they are forgotten. Do not bring them up to God again, okay? When you ask the second, third, fourth time for the same sin, God's up there saying, they're asking forgiveness for a sin they never committed, because God chooses to have no memory of it whatsoever. So don't keep bringing it up. God has forgotten about it. He has forgiven you and forgotten. Now you have to forgive yourself, and sometimes that's hard to do. I said earlier that I would talk about fathers and mothers, and again I'm going to add the family dog. Your father and your mother and your dog will give you more more forgiveness, I should say, than the whole world ever will. However, your parents don't have the ability to forget. And if they could, the world would never let them forget. I'd like to leave you with one last thought on forgiveness. Just don't do anything that you would have to be forgiven for. I repeat, just set a lifestyle and a practice where you're not going to do anything to need forgiveness. You think about that one, okay? May God bless America. May God bless the Republic of Texas, and may God bless you and yours.